Welcome to Midnight Signal AI. Today is April 16th, 2026, and we're here to break down the top AI stories you need to know. Tonight, Nvidia's Jensen Huang urges more US-China dialogue after the Mythos incident. Meta keeps poaching top talent from Thinking Machines Lab, and Elon Musk's xAI faces a regulatory showdown in Colorado. Plus, we look at claims of AI systems misusing user credits and the ongoing debate about the labor behind intelligent machines. Let's dive in. Let's kick off with Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang, who told Bloomberg that the recent Mythos incident highlights the urgent need for direct AI dialogue between the US and China. According to Huang, events like these are a wake-up call for both sides to communicate more openly about AI risks and cooperation.
That Mythos situation really rocked the tech world, didn't it? Huang's point is pretty clear. If the two biggest AI powerhouses aren't talking, misunderstandings or even accidents could get amplified fast. It's interesting that he's putting this out there now, especially since Nvidia is so central to both markets.
Absolutely. And it's not just about avoiding conflict. With the semiconductor supply chain still under pressure, Huang also spoke to Crypto Briefing about how Nvidia is at the heart of transforming data and energy into what he calls tokens, a metaphor for the next-gen digital economy. So he sees collaboration as both a safety measure and a business opportunity.
Right. And if you look at NVIDIA's position, they're effectively the backbone for most advanced AI globally. Huang's comments about exponential growth in AI agents reinforce how critical it is to have stable, cross-border supply chains and policy clarity. Otherwise, we might see bottlenecks or even fragmentation in AI development.
And in a related note from WCCF Tech, Huang said even if AI didn't exist, Nvidia would still be very, very large, but he'd be personally disappointed. So this isn't just business for him. There's a sense of mission tied into Nvidia's role in the AI ecosystem.
That's a good point. It's rare to see such a blend of pragmatism and optimism from a tech CEO. Huang's framing sets the stage for more international engagement, but also hints at how fragile current progress could be if those dialogues stall.
Switching gears, Meta continues its aggressive AI talent hunt. AOL reports Meta has now hired a fifth founding member from Murati's Thinking Machines Lab. This is just the latest in a string of high-profile poaches.
It's almost like a talent arms race. Meta's strategy seems to be if you can't beat the labs, buy their brains. And Thinking Machines had a reputation for cutting-edge work, so this could tilt the balance in Meta's favor for certain AI projects.
You're right, and it's not just about talent. ABC7 San Francisco reports Meta is even building an AI version of CEO Mark Zuckerberg. The company is leaning into digital personas, possibly to spearhead user interaction or even internal decision-making.
That's wild, but not surprising. The idea of an AI Zuckerberg raises questions about leadership, trust, and what it means to have a digital CEO. Is it a PR move, or are they really aiming to automate executive functions? Either way, it'll be a test case for AI-driven leadership at scale.
And Meta faces competition everywhere, including from Elon Musk's xAI. The Business Journals reports xAI is possibly subleasing Austin's Seaholm power plant, which could become a new AI compute hub.
That would be a power move, literally. Access to energy and real estate is becoming as important as algorithms for scaling AI models. Austin's already a hotspot for tech, so xAI setting up shop there makes sense, especially if they're trying to compete with giants like OpenAI and Meta.
Meanwhile, xAI has been in the headlines for other reasons too. Benzinga reports xAI is challenging Colorado's new AI regulation law, allegedly arguing it could stifle innovation or even push companies out of the state.
We're starting to see these state-level AI battles pop up everywhere. Musk's team argues that regulation needs to be national or even global, not piecemeal. But local governments want to say, especially after seeing AI's rapid impact. Expect more legal fireworks as other states watch how this plays out.
And xAI's legal headaches don't stop there. Let's Data Science says Apple has threatened to remove xAI's Grok app from the App Store, allegedly over policy violations.
That's a headache Musk probably didn't want. Apple's gatekeeping power over mobile apps means even the biggest names have to play by their rules. If Grok gets pulled, it limits xAI's reach and could set a precedent for how big tech polices AI distribution.
On a more technical note, Let's Data Science also reports XAI is supplying GPUs to Cursor for model training, showing XAI is still pushing ahead on infrastructure and partnerships despite these distractions.
That's the other side of the coin. Even with all the legal and political wrangling, there's still a scramble to secure compute resources. Cursor partnering with XAI for GPUs is a reminder that in AI, access to hardware can be just as decisive as having the right algorithms.
Let's talk about the user side of AI. There's a hot thread on Hacker News with over 190 points questioning whether the Gastown platform is stealing usage from users' LLM credits to improve itself. The discussion is around a GitHub issue that's gotten a lot of attention.
That's a big deal for trust. If users think their paid credits are being siphoned off to train or improve a platform, it could really backfire. Transparency in how user data and resources are used is going to be a huge issue as more people rely on these AI platforms.
And it ties into another ongoing debate, the labor behind AI. The Good Men Project has a deep dive into the invisible labor that powers so-called intelligent machines. It's a reminder that there's still a lot of human effort, often underpaid and unseen, behind the magic of AI.
Exactly. Whether it's data labeling, moderation, or just maintaining the infrastructure, the human element is massive. As AI models get more advanced, the ethical questions about labor, compensation, and recognition are only going to get sharper.
Zooming out, the New York Post has a provocative feature on transhumanist tech leaders, Musk, Thiel, and Sam Altman, who are reportedly preparing for a cyborg future. It's a look at how some of the most influential people in AI are thinking about the next frontier.
It's fascinating, but also a little dystopian. There's a real divide between those pushing for radical human enhancement and those worried about losing control or widening inequality. It's not just sci-fi anymore. These debates are starting to affect policy and investment in real time.
And speaking of Altman, Fortune reports the fallout from the recent attack on him is pulling anti-AI groups into the spotlight. The story's more complicated than it first seemed, with both pro- and anti-AI factions now facing scrutiny.
Yeah, the lines are blurring. What started as a personal incident is now sparking a wider conversation about activism, safety, and who gets to shape the future of AI. It shows how high the stakes are, not just for companies, but for society as a whole.
That wraps up today's signal check on AI. From global power plays to the labor that keeps the machines running, it's clear the field is moving faster and with more complexity than ever before. Stay tuned as we keep tracking the people, policies, and technology shaping our future.
Thanks for listening to Midnight Signal AI. If you found this episode useful, help us out by subscribing and sharing. We'll be back with more essential updates and analysis soon.
That's your signal. See you next time.